It's no surprise that the quality of content from Disney has been inconsistent to say the least, with some hits and misses, especially in these past couple years, which is evident in their handling of Star Wars and the MCU. Those IPs are an absolute mess right now. However, focusing more on the animation side of Disney, some of the most recent animated releases have also been inconsistent. Walt Disney Animation Studios' recent releases include Encanto, Strange Worlds, and Wish. Encanto was amazing and gave us one of Disney's catchiest songs in recent times with We Don't Talk About Bruno. In contrast, Strange Worlds, which was strange to say the least, and which was bland considering it was meant to be a celebration of Disney's 100th anniversary. It was so underwhelming. On the Pixar side, the last few releases included Turning Red, Lightyear, and Elemental. Turning Red was generally well received for its unique story. However, Lightyear felt unnecessary, as nobody really asked for a Toy Story spin-off. Elemental was fine, but it felt very similar to Zootopia in terms of its themes and styles. Now we have Pixar's latest animated film, Inside Out 2. The original Inside Out was released in June of 2015. It's crazy how time flies, and we're back with our main character, Riley, along with the cast of her emotions from the previous film and some new ones joining the scene. Going into this movie, I was little worried that it would be disappointing due to Disney's recent track record, but I'm happy to say that I was worried about nothing. This movie turned out to be just as good, if not possibly even better than the original. It's easily one of the best Disney animated films to come out in recent times. So without further ado, let's get into what Inside Out 2 was all about.
The movie takes place 2 years after Riley and her parents moved to San Francisco, and Riley, now age 13, is continuing to play hockey with her friends and is good at it. While her life seems to be going well, inside her head, an orb called her sense of self, which is kind of like her soul, harbors the memories and feelings that define Riley. Her emotions, especially joy, keep her sense of self filled with only positive memories while discarding negative ones into the abyss at the back of her mind. Riley and her two friends are invited to spend the weekend at a hockey camp, where the movie truly begins. Riley is entering adolescence and we're introduced to 4 new emotions: anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and ennui, which is another word for boredom. On the way to hockey camp, she learns that her friends will be attending a different high school than her, which sparks a power dynamic primarily between Joy and anxiety. Joy wants Riley to have fun and create good memories, while anxiety wants Riley to focus on earning a spot on her future school's hockey team, the Firehawks, and to make new friends to replace her current ones. Anxiety takes drastic measures, removing Riley's sense of self to create a new one and discarding her old emotions, believing that's what is best for Riley. The new emotions take control of Riley, and throughout the rest of the film, we see the struggle between the old emotions who seek to restore Riley's original sense of self and the new emotions who aim to completely change Riley. Disney has recently avoided taking risks when it comes to its art style, but here they actually did. Even if only for a few moments, let's just say that I loved it. A common criticism of 3D animated Disney movies is that they often look similar to each other. In comparison, their 2D animated movies showcased a wide variety of distinct art styles. Disney's Wish attempted to blend 2D and 3D animation, but it didn't quite work. There was a moment when they explored Riley's old memories by blending 2D and 3D animation, and it was executed perfectly. The 2D characters similar to Dora the Explorer and her backpack. I hope that we eventually get a full feature film that blends 2D and 3D just like how this movie did it. One of my favorite moments was also when they referenced Super Smash Bros. Through a fictional video game character that Riley had a crush on, named Lance. Seeing Lance in such a different art style, like a PlayStation 2 character, was refreshing. It was also nice to see Joy's character further develop. Similar to how Joy dealt with sadness in the first movie, Joy continues to learn that Riley's life will inevitably change, and that she too must change, and that she must stop clinging on to old ways, despite her fear of change.
The only thing that bothered me is I wish the movie was a little longer. Inside Out 2's runtime came in at 96 minutes, while the original was 95, so they were both basically the same length. But when compared to Pixar's recent releases, this was the shortest. I would have loved to see more scenes of the new emotions controlling Riley and putting her in awkward situations. Despite this, it's likely a case where quality was prioritized over quantity. Overall, this movie was incredibly satisfying to watch, possibly one of the most relatable movies that Pixar has ever released. At some point, we've all experienced the range of emotions portrayed in this movie, especially anxiety. showing the complexity of growing up and learning to navigate these emotions. If you haven't seen it yet or somehow haven't seen the first one, I highly recommend both. I've come to love the Inside Out franchise even more with the latest installment. Although not officially confirmed, it seemed likely that Inside Out will receive a third movie. I imagine Inside Out 3 might follow a similar path to Toy Story 3, possibly jumping forward to Riley's high school graduation and her transition to college. However, we'll have to just wait and see. We're probably not getting the third movie until maybe 2033 or later. I'm predicting that one of the new emotions that we'll see is love. But nonetheless, I'm excited to see what new emotions we'll encounter in the future. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!